So this is the actually let's do a proper YouTube intro. Let's make it all official. Like, welcome to Overwatch and welcome to a very quick video. We're going to be looking very quickly at the new patch that just hit the PTR. If you haven't already seen, there should be a video live on the channel about the new map. Just looking through that, the hunt for Widowmaker's bedroom continues. I couldn't find it. God knows I'll never will. But yeah, we took a look at the map. Like, I was super excited about that. Like, there's new deathmatch stuff and there's new patch stuff and all this kind of stuff is all in there. Which is, you know, I'm gonna go play all this stuff probably immediately when we're done, but I also want to just look at like the new patch notes in general, because this is where the Junkrat changes come in. So Junkrat can now hold 2 mines. Riptide's movement speed has been increased. That's really nice for him. And there's no longer a time limit when wall climbing, so you can go up walls as much as you like, which is actually pretty good. Increasing the speed will effectively detonate the time more often and decrease the amount of times that Junkrat is vulnerable while controlling it. So let's go to play, not play, let's go to training, practice range, and let's take a look at the new Junkrat. So the big thing with the new Junkrat is that you're gonna have like so much more mobility. Like, this is sort of, the exciting thing isn't so much, you know, the fact that you have 2 traps, which I just threw both of them out, did nothing with them. It's the fact that you're going to have like a mobility option and the ability to deal with that reliable damage. Now, the damage you're dealing is less, I believe. No, actually, it doesn't look like it. It looks like the damage... No way does he still do...
Stop me if you've heard this one before.
Oh my god, he still does 110 damage with the mine. That's actually insane. Oh my god, that is actually crazy. So now Junkrat with 2 traps can just kill someone pretty easily. Like, that's actually crazy. To me, the really nice thing is just the ability to, like, do this, and then you can still do this. And so it sort of becomes like an easy setup for your kills. You don't feel like you are sacrificing mobility for damage. Increases his reliability of damage. The thing that I noticed is you can't have both mines out at the same time, so you can only have one out at a time. If you try and throw both, the one that you threw first will just disappear. So you can't set up like 2 mines on top of each other. So like if I leave a mine there, I can't just, like, this mine is here, and then if I put down another one, it gets replaced. So you can only have 1 mine out at a time, but it's still a lot stronger. And it means that you could also just throw out the mine, get some damage out. Actually, let me move where I'm sat. You guys can see, I see clearly.
Welcome to Overwatch.
Hey, Bellweather.
Much
love.
//
// indeed. But yeah, just like the thing with this ability is that it doesn't have a decrease in damage. So like if I put a grenade in the corner here, not quite where I wanted it, but hopefully you get the idea. If I like try and detonate a grenade on the side here, I don't think this will work, but it'll deal less damage, right? The grenade has like a radius around it. Right? That only dealt like 50 damage. The thing with this ability, the concussive mine, is no matter where I detonate it, it will always deal maximum damage. So even if he's on the edge of the radius, so if I just let him get away with it, okay, that's a bit too far away, but he'll always deal 110 damage. So it's actually very, very easy to confirm those kills. This is going to make Junkrat very, very deadly to play against if you are playing Tracer, Genji, all that kind of stuff. Anything that's just super mobile and relying on running around, like fighting Junkrats was already a bit difficult for Tracer and Genji. It's just dangerous to do because he just does so much damage. This is actually going to make him very, very effective at just shutting down Tracers. Just get the bomb out there, get a bit of damage down, and even if she dodges, you can get another bomb out and just try and force her to use those blinks aggressively. Riptide, speed boost. Feels nice and fast. Can also wall climb infinitely now instead of just having a time limit, so you can go anywhere you like. Pretty nice. And also you can just climb and climb and climb and climb and climb. Is that the change that was needed? I don't know. I still think it's probably one of the worst ultimates in the game. It's very predictable. It's pretty easy to kill. Makes it more reliable. Doesn't necessarily fix its problems. I think Junkrat still might have issues. But it's going to be interesting to see. This is definitely like a huge power increase. This is the kind of power increase where if it goes live, you will talk about Junkrat in terms of, do you remember the time that Junkrat used to have 1 mine and that felt proper? And it will sound insane. Like, that to me is kind of how that works. Who would have thought Junkrat is a counter dive? He's area denial, and like if you try and run into a Junkrat, he's just going to shit all over you, especially if he's got this sort of damage output. It's going to be interesting to see where this one goes. What's next? Orisa, Fusion Driver. Projectile speed increased by 20%, so Orisa's now got more reliable damage. Nice. Barrier size has been increased by 20% and has been changed to allow for more coverage from enemies that are below the barrier. Below the barrier. Interesting. So let's go... Oh, that mobility is nice. So let's go check out Orisa. So this is one of the changes that people propose pretty regularly, which is just increasing the fire rate or movement speed of a damage output. This is just going to make damage more reliable, which is, honestly, will make Orisa pretty strong. Orisa's damage output is already pretty good, so anything done to its reliability is just huge. And so it's just going to make her really sort of tear stuff apart. Like, she's pretty good at just tearing apart any large target, because she does have quite a lot of natural spread to her weapon. The biggest problem was just, you know, you have the fact you had to try and lead targets as best you can. Now that you have that reliable spray, works a little bit better. Because this is below targets, I'm going to have to try and find a bit of high ground. Where's the fastest way to get up top here? It's all the way around here. Thoughts on the Widow buff? I have not got to Widowmaker yet. I have not had a chance. Like, I've been so busy trying to get the video out as quickly as possible and trying to, you know, not panic about the stream being late and all that kind of stuff. If I put this here.
I recommend moving behind my barrier.
Okay, so it's just... It has just a little bit more overlap, I guess, beneath. Can't complain. Actually, if I put this here... Okay, the thing that worries me about this barrier design is that if it's too... Like, if the barrier extends too far beneath, and you're on, like, a thin ledge, you might be able to shoot it from underneath. So, like here, for example, this will be a good place. If I put it here, you can see it underneath. Like, I wonder if, you know, I can't help but wonder if there won't be places where you can shoot the barrier from underneath and just kill the barrier from complete safety. That kind of interests me. That would be an interesting thing to see. You can see, like, actually, this is a very nice tell where this is. This used to be where the barrier starts before, but now it just goes down. The increase in damage is very nice, though. I will say the increase in damage is nice. Is there anything else? No. We'll see. It will make her a lot better against, like, Winston, Reinhardt. Like, fighting enemy tanks, Orisa is going to be pretty strong. Fighting Doomfists as well is going to make it's going to make her better at that. She still kind of suffers from just, if you don't respect her and just walk through the barrier, you'll still probably be able to kill stuff. Roadhog, take a breather, can now be used by moving. Taking damage when healing has been reduced by 50%. So Roadhog now has active mitigation. Let's take the respawn shortcut. There we go. Oh, it's instant. Nice. Okay. Not even a movement speed reduction. You just move, and you take 50% less damage while this is happening. This makes Roadhog a lot more durable. Like, there's not even a reduction in speed. You just keep going. You just keep on trucking. That's actually pretty crazy. Let me take some damage. Yeah, that's crazy. Holy shit, that's powerful. Because what that means is that you don't have that vulnerability period anymore. You don't have that period of, like, huge weakness that you used to have. You used to have it where Roadhog would take tons of damage if you did it in the wrong place. Now you can just use it half and just, like, you want to use it while you're getting shot. This is about right. Wanted to see how much you heal for. Is it still 300? Yes, it's still 300. But the fact that you can do it while just running away, that's really good. Holy shit. Roadhog's an interesting one. Like, I think that people have overestimated his nerf slightly. I think that the response to Roadhog has sort of been a little bit disproportionate into how much it actually deserves. Don't get me wrong, he's still kind of, he's not as good as other hero picks, and that's why you don't see him at high level play. But to me, it's more about he can still one-shot people. He can still do a lot of damage. He's still actually really good against Doomfist, for example. He can still fuck stuff up pretty reliably. It's just certain heroes that he can't kill super easily anymore. And he just struggles against, like, Tracers especially. This gives him options. This gives him a little bit more mobility, flexibility. This is going to make him a lot better. Like, that's actually really powerful. New Hog needed a new play method and people didn't adapt. It's partially that. It's also partially, like, Roadhog went from one-shotting almost everyone and just being, like, this very easy thing to play around, where you just play around the Roadhog getting picks, to suddenly you can't play around the Roadhog just getting reliable picks anymore, so you've got to play him super passive. It's going to be interesting to see how this one pans out. That feels very strong to me, though. He still, I think, it has a problem with being an ultimate battery. Like, he's still very abusable, and so you got to be careful with that. And I think against, like, dive teams, he's still going to struggle, perhaps, but against tankier teams, he's going to be fine. he's an absolute nightmare to play against with Doomfist, because even though you can punch him around, he just doesn't really give a shit, and then he'll just hit you and kill you. Because it's very easy to get this meaty spam into a Doomfist. That fire rate still feels bizarre to me. Next hero, Grappling Hook. Cooldown has been reduced from 12 to 8 seconds. Oh! Affected targets are now visible through walls to you as Widowmaker only. That's broken as fuck. Oh my god, that is insane. Are you kidding me? Are you insane, Blizzard?
One kill.
What? Oh my god, that is insane. I proposed this once before, like when people were talking about how do you buff Widowmaker, like what is a way of buffing Widowmaker, and I thought, you know, maybe a way you could do it is by making the Venom Mines give you vision, just the Widowmaker, but honestly, it always felt too powerful to me. Because getting headshots on targets that you have line of sight on around corners is so easy. Infrasight is such a powerful ultimate, and this is just going to accelerate you super, super hard. It's also going to make it just terrifying. Like, if you have the poison on you, it's just going to be terrifying. Like, there's no way you're going to go around that corner because the Widow is going to see you and shoot you. That's insane. 8 seconds is also crazy as well. Like, relevant cooldowns to Widowmaker. Winston jump, 6 seconds. Genji dash, which is like 12, I think. Or is it 8? We can check. Genji dash, 8 seconds. So now Widowmaker can move on par with a Genji. Tracer blinks is like 5 or something. I can't remember off the top of my head, 5 or 6 for an individual blink. 8 seconds, that's huge. Widowmaker is just... Oh, yes! Yes, the waifu is better than ever. Oh! Oh god, somewhere Kefri has just blown a hole in the ceiling with the force of his orgasm. I mean, Jesus. Widow is back, baby. That is good. That's a huge buff. I have no idea if that's going to go live. I mean, it's just for the Widow only, but oh my god, is that powerful. And people might think, you know, oh, well, only, you know, it's only like a temporary... It's so strong to be able to see stuff like this. It's so easy to land the shots when you can see people coming around a corner. It basically, like, the way that I try and tell people, you know, how do you play around Infrasight, how do you beat Infrasight, is you've got to treat corners like they're not corners anymore. Like, if you know, pretend that this is, you know, we're in a game and Widowmaker has stood up there, okay? She has Infrasight on. I cannot just run around this corner and hope to do anything. The second I step out here, I'm going to die. Like, the second I do it, I'm dead. Hey! Bascula Rose.
Widow got back. What doesn't Widow have back?
Widow do got back. This is still my favourite skin, by the way. Thank you so much, Boscodal Rose. But yeah. Ah, huck. It's gonna, like... How are you going to flank a Widow? You could use this so aggressively, and the thing is, like, a Genji or a Tracer can't do shit. Like, Tracer still maybe can, but she doesn't have the vertical movement. But, like, Genjis are going to have such a hard time dealing with Widow. Such a hard time dealing with Widow now. It's also, before I continue as well, just, like, I've just noticed it in the center of the screen, there is a really, really cool patch change as well, which is Crosshairs Advanced Opacity, Outline Opacity. So you can now put thick outlines, thick, juicy outlines on the side of your crosshair should you choose. So you can actually have that now. It seems to actually interfere with the brightness slightly of the crosshair. It just makes the crosshair pop a little bit better so you can see it super, super easily, which is nice.
Triple kill.
Ah, too easy.
But still, oh god, yes, yes, the Widow buff is insane. There it is, outline opacity. Fix the bug that occasionally require reset capture point. Bug fixes anyway. Capture point progress bar to progress past the second tick mark before being activated. So this is gonna, like, so I noticed sometimes this happens when on the top of your screen it'll sometimes look like you've captured the point, but you haven't. Just making that clearer, I guess. Black ejection screen. That's actually nice that that one's fixed, because that one's really annoying. Light gun, wrong texture, whatever. These look like just simple fixes. I wonder if they fixed a memory leak. Like, it felt like Doomfist caused like frame rate drops. That's an issue I've been having lately. So maybe that's gone. Bug fixes on maps, see past maps background, unintended locations, Castillo, I don't think there's anything else really. Fixed an option, prevented asterisk, whatever. Okay, so there's nothing else really here aside from the deathmatch and stuff like that, which we're gonna go and have a look at pretty soon afterwards. We're gonna probably play a bunch of Widowmaker. I mean, it is a home map for the deathmatch as well. Holy shit, these changes are pretty huge. Junkrat getting some major buffs. Orisa, some buffs. She's going to be... I still don't think she can fill the anchor tank role that Blizzard wanted for her, but she'll make probably a more viable off-tank, sort of like a pseudo-tank damage sort of thing. She can probably shell out tons and tons of hurt now. Widowmaker, hugely buffed. Roadhog, pretty substantial buff as well. Just that ability to move while healing makes him super hard to remove, so that should be kind of interesting. Is this going to have an impact on the meta? Asked by high voltage heroes. I imagine so. I would be surprised if it didn't. Like, this changes the viability of a lot of heroes, in my mind. Junkrat can now delete people, like, super easily. Widowmaker is now way harder to dive. Hello robot. Hello, friend. Widowmaker is now much harder to dive, will be much easier for her to get picks and kills super easily. Roadhog is just more survivable, so whether he'll come back or not, I don't know, but going to be interesting to see that one develop. Give that one time, I think, for Roadhog. People are still kind of adapting to how he got nerfed super hard, and now you've got to change how he works. So a lot of people who are used to playing Roadhog sort of tried to play him before, and he felt terrible, go figure, and now they need to change it once more. But we'll see people using the mine as a grenade to get sight. I use the mine as a grenade all the time. If you see me play Widowmaker, I will just do stuff like fire it into the enemy team. I'm actually pretty good at it, as you can see. And yeah, like, if you hit 5 people with it, if you hit all 6 of the enemy team with it, it's like having your ultimate up. It's crazy. Don't get me wrong, Infrasight is still like a really beautiful ultimate, but the thing that also I like about the Venom Mine change is it makes you afraid of Widow when you're hit by the Venom Mine. It's not like, oh, this is a minor inconvenience, a 75 slowly damage over time. This is actually like a fucking nightmare situation. Now I cannot push in because Widow knows where I am, and that's really cool. Anyway. This was a quick look at the patch notes. This just for YouTube's sake, I'll outro quickly. So thank you for watching me. Do come by and join us live as well. I'm going to go play some Deathmatch. We're going to go try out Widowmaker. I'm super excited. I want to play a shitload more Widowmaker. It's why I have that Talon account. Yes, the waifu is getting presents. Feels good, man. See you guys later. Doodles. There we go. I assume YouTube's gone now. Right. Let's go play some Deathmatch. That Widow buff is pretty fucking crazy.